Okay, so this is the third video I'm going to do today about what I saw in my recent remote viewing session that I did. It was actually like a deep meditation, very, very deep meditation, which I sort of did some astral traveling, but it was also almost like a remote viewing in some parts of the video, in some parts of the meditation. And so this is the third video. If you've watched my others, then you'll understand what's been happening underground. When I tapped into what was underneath Uluru, I got suddenly drawn over across the world, almost like I got zipped over to Italy, and I got taken to the Vatican. I feel that what I saw was not necessarily happening in real time, but what has been under the Vatican for centuries. This was not something that I expected to see, and I didn't even expect to go to the Vatican. I didn't even ask that question in my my astral traveling sort of meditation that I did. But I want you to understand just how vivid and real it felt, and how I really, really feel that I saw something that really exists. This is why I'm sharing it. It sounds fantastical and unbelievable and something from a movie, but this is what I saw. And if it resonates with you, I hope you can sort of take this on board and maybe use this as an understanding as to why the Vatican and the Jesuits were so evil, okay? And why Trump's team had to go to Italy first. Why did COVID hit Italy first? I mean, this is all part of it, okay? What's been fought on this earth is not just a political thing, okay? It's not a military operation only. This is literally a biblical war. It's occult practices that are at play, the good and the bad. They need to hire light workers or occult practitioners who understand how to battle evil. That's what they've had to use. And the Vatican was really, really a massive part of this. Now, if you don't already understand, the 13 Venetian families who rule the world are actually, they hail from Phoenicia. Believe it or not, that's my ancestors. I'm from Lebanon, okay? And so Phoenicia is the ancient name of the place where Lebanon now sits. And the Phoenicians were also called the Canaanites in the Bible. And the Canaanites were supposedly from Cain. And Charlie Freak says that they're the left brain people. They're very much psychopathic. They just only use 10% of their brain, no creativity at all, no compassion. And these were the 13 families that hailed from these ancient Phoenician seafarers. They're the ones that came up with the maritime admiralty law. They're the ones that hide behind the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and all those people you think are the rulers of the world. They're the people, the 13 families. Believe it or not, one of those families owns Ferrero Rocher. So, you know, if you like that chocolate or you like Nutella, that's one of the families that owns them. So they're originally Phoenicians and they became Venetians. And Venice is connected, those Venetian families are connected to the Vatican. The Vatican is almost like the mafia, okay? The Jesuits are their mafia. They're criminals. They're horrible. And what's beneath the Vatican is, oh my gosh, let me describe this thing to you. I saw this massive pit, like an amphitheater with red seats. and like almost like a massive throne room, and this black putrid creature that was probably about 20 foot tall, but it was seated, and it had black horns that kind of hooked over to the back. Its face was pointed like the skull of a goat, but over the top of the skull was this black scaly skin, and it had like a humanoid kind of body, a man's body, but there was something not right about its legs. I didn't really look at its legs. It smelled really bad. Like I could actually smell this stench of death and decay and putrid garbage, like rotting garbage and death. And it had like a color about it. It wasn't pure black. It was like a greenish black, almost like petrol or oil, you know, like tar. Like, I don't know how to explain this. And it dripped this black oozing, disgusting thing, and it had red eyes, red glowing eyes. And I just felt that this thing was ancient. When I asked in my head in the meditation, what is this? Like, who is this? Is this Satan? The name that came back instantly was Beelzebub. Now, I always thought Beelzebub was just another name for Satan. And when I looked it up after the meditation, it's actually a demon that's connected to Baal. That's where the name comes from. And if you know anything about Baal, it was a Canaanite god. Okay. I don't know where they conjured it from, if it always was there, or these Phoenicians found it and captured it and kept it. I did feel like it was chained up somehow, but I felt like it ruled everything. And I saw all the priests with their red shoes, absolutely prostrated on the ground, worshipping this disgusting thing, like absolutely flat on the ground worshipping it. And they would get powers from it, and they would get information from it, they would get instructions from it. And from very, very ancient times, what I felt was that they were told how to harvest this adrenochrome. They were told how to slay children and drain them. And they were told by this thing how to make the red shoes. And I feel that it has told these priests and whoever else wears these red shoes made of the skin of children that they have power in that. There's some kind of connection or power to do with these shoes. It's really, really just disgusting and putrid. And I felt this direct connection to this creature and everything that was going on in this world, and a direct link to that crystal that I saw under Uluru, that orb of light. And I almost felt like once that orb of light is free of this blackness, that creature will cease to exist. It's almost like that's the last frontier. That's the last thing that breaks us from our spell. And if this is what you would call Satan, then it makes sense that once he's gone, or once this thing is obliterated, then you know, peace comes upon the earth, or that people wake up from this spell that they're under, that this creature controls. And like I said in the other video, that you know, he knows he's losing. I still feel like it exists. I feel like this Beelzebub hasn't been defeated yet. I feel like that's the final straw. It's like once all of them are gone, once the whole Cabal are taken down, that it ceases to exist. It's trying to hold its grip, but it knows that it's losing. And once that's defeated, I just feel like this spell is lifted, and this darkness is lifted. This fog that everyone who's asleep, this fog that they're under, is just lifted. I really hope that that's true, because I just feel it would take centuries to wake these people up, and the generations after, if that wasn't the case. I just feel like this is a spell and it breaks. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that that's what's under the Vatican. And you know, I did feel that, you know, all of that information, all of the gold that they hoarded, that was all, it's already been taken out. It's already been taken from these priests, these Jesuits who are holding and hoarding all of this. So I hope this resonates with you, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay, bye.